Trump just shook the world by moving to sell F-35 jets to Saudi Arabia. For the first time, a Gulf nation could get America's most advanced stealth fighter. This isn't just any jet, but a fifth-generation fighter with advanced stealth, sensor fusion, and network-enabled operations. What's more, this is the first time the U.S. would ever give a country in the Middle East such advanced technology, aside from Israel. Now the clock is ticking. Analysts scramble, lawmakers argue, and the question hangs over Washington. What could this mean for the balance of power? Trump drops an F-35 bombshell. It all started when the White House was preparing for a high-stakes diplomatic visit. President Donald Trump dropped what many are calling a bombshell. On the eve of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's long-awaited trip to Washington, Trump publicly announced that he would be selling F-35 stealth fighter jets to his Gulf ally. The timing was important too, one day before the Crown Prince's arrival, and it was deliberate, dramatic, and loaded with geopolitical meaning. When reporters asked Trump about the proposed jet sale, he responded that the U.S. would be selling F-35s because Saudi Arabia has been a great ally. It signaled a new chapter in U.S.-Saudi defense relations. On one side, this is an opportunity for Washington to deepen ties with one of the Middle East's most influential countries, especially since their relationship has been rocky. It reinforces a shared vision of security and economic cooperation. On the other hand, there are serious concerns. There are questions about the Pentagon and the intelligence community's ability to protect the F-35's cutting-edge secrets, especially with Saudi Arabia's links to China. There are fears that this transfer would erode Israel's long-protected military edge. The fact that the Crown Prince is visiting only amplifies the drama. This will be Mohammed bin Salman's first official trip to the White House in over 7 years, and he has a robust agenda, including defense pacts, nuclear cooperation, AI investment, and more. Trump says that the F-35 sale is an important effort to reset U.S.-Saudi ties. Despite all the public concerns about the U.S. military technology falling into the wrong hands in regional arms escalation, and even the human rights concerns as the world remembers Jamal Khashoggi's murder, Trump remains undeterred. He only said that Saudi Arabia is a strategic partner and a great ally, someone deserving of trust and access to elite American military technology. In doing so, he sent a clear message that the future of U.S.-Saudi relations is being rewritten, starting with the stealth fighters. Big win for Saudi. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia is making a major demand from the U.S. It's asking for 48 F-35 Lightning II stealth fighter jets in a billion-dollar deal. The kingdom's request has now formally cleared a key policy hurdle at the United States Department of Defense, and it marks a striking achievement for Riyadh in its bid to elevate its military capabilities. For years, Saudi Arabia has been requesting access to the F-35 platform as part of its broader strategic plans under its national restructuring goal called Vision 2030. This emphasizes upgrading armed forces, modernizing defense infrastructure, and projecting greater deterrence in a turbulent region. 48 jets are enough to form 2 full squadrons for Saudi Arabia's military, and this is one of the most advanced fighters currently in production. This signals that Riyadh is ready to shift from older generation platforms to a generation-break asset that, until now, was reserved for a tightly defined circle of U.S. allies. The strategic timing of this move is also critical. The Pentagon's decision to accept the Saudis' application through its policy review channels is clearing a major hurdle. This comes ahead of the Saudi Crown Prince's visit to Washington. It signals to both U.S. and Saudi audiences that the defense partnership is climbing to a new level. From Riyadh's perspective, there would be many benefits that come with getting the F-35. The fighter jet brings with it stealth, sensor fusion, networked capabilities, and interoperability with U.S. systems. These features could radically alter Saudi Arabia's air deterrence posture, especially in the context of regional tensions with Iran and growing security responsibilities linked to the Gulf's environment. If Saudi Arabia can be in possession of one of the world's most advanced combat aircraft, then it would send a signal of prestige and strategic seriousness across the world. But what's so special about the F-35 that Saudi Arabia is willing to spend billions to buy 48 of them? Before we get into the details, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss new videos about major military news and updates. The F-35's advanced capabilities. The F-35 Lightning II is more like a flying node and high-tech sensor platform than simply a stealth fighter jet. Its capabilities are in stealth design, sensor fusion, avionics, and networking architecture. Stealth is at the heart of the F-35's design. From the beginning, the aircraft was built to minimize detection by radar and other sensor systems. It achieves this through a combination of shaped airframe design, radar-absorbent materials, and internal carriage of weapons and fuel. By avoiding external pylons for its primary loadout, the F-35 maintains a clean profile that completely reduces its radar cross-section. One of the F-35's most powerful assets is its ability to take data from a variety of onboard sensors and fuse it all into a single coherent picture for the pilot. This is called sensor fusion. This integration gives the pilot unmatched situational awareness, allows for faster decision-making, and enhances survivability. At the core of its sensing suite is the active electronically scanned array radar, the AN/APG-81, which delivers long-range detection in both air-to-air and air-to-ground modes. It's capable of tracking multiple targets simultaneously, mapping terrain, and supporting precision strikes. What's more, the F-35 is equipped with an AN/AAQ-37 distributed aperture system, which consists of 6 infrared sensors positioned around the airframe. This system gives the pilot 360-degree coverage, meaning the aircraft can detect missile launches, track other aircraft, and provide infrared imagery, even in areas where the pilot can't directly see. The imagery from DAS feeds directly to the pilot's helmet, helping with situational awareness and even nighttime navigation. Integrated into the fuselage, the EOTS combines a forward-looking infrared sensor, a laser rangefinder, and designator functionality. The system enables precision targeting in air-to-ground engagements and against airborne threats, even at long range and in low visibility. Perhaps the most visually striking piece of the F-35's tech is its advanced helmet. The helmet-mounted display system projects critical flight and combat data directly on the pilot's visor in real time, and there's no need for a traditional head-up display. The pilot can even look through the aircraft using imagery from the DAS, which gives a true 360-degree view of the environment. In addition to the sensors, the F-35 is designed to survive in and dominate contested airspace through advanced electronic warfare capabilities. Its EEW suite allows it to detect, jam, or deceive enemy radar systems, effectively blinding or confusing adversary defenses while remaining stealthy. Beyond EW, the F-35 also acts as a secure, networked communication hub. Its avionics include identification friend or foe systems, Link 16, and a specialized data link that enables low observable, high bandwidth communication with other F-35s and platforms. Through its networking, the F-35 acts as a node on the digital battlefield. It can share sensor information with ground, sea, and air forces in real time, coordinating operations across domains. To make it even more attractive to Saudi Arabia, the F-35 isn't limited in terms of function. It's built to handle a wide range of functions, including air superiority, close air support, strategic strike, suppression of enemy air defenses, and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. It supports a flexible weapons loadout. Internally, it can carry a variety of missiles and bombs while preserving stealth. For more firepower, it also has external hardpoints, although using these increases its radar signature. Future and upgraded versions of the F-35 will support advanced munitions, such as the Joint Air-to-Surface Standoff Missile and Long-Range Anti-Ship Missile. There are different variants of the F-35, but the one that Saudi Arabia prefers is the F-35 Lightning II stealth fighter jet. Powered by the Pratt & Whitney F-135 engine, which is the most powerful single-engine fighter jet power plant in service today, the F-35 can reach speeds of around Mach 1.6 even while carrying internal stores. Its design prioritizes both speed and range. Beyond just flying and fighting, the F-35's architecture is built for maintainability and evolving threat environments. It uses a sophisticated logistics and health monitoring system to monitor aircraft systems and maintenance and reduce downtime. Moreover, the F-35 is engineered to be modular and upgradable. Its software-defined systems support continuous modernization. It has new sensors, weapons, improved electronic warfare packages, and communications upgrades. In particular, the so-called Block 4 modernization is expected to bring major enhancements, such as more missile capacity, better target recognition, improved links, and enhanced EW systems. Strategic and political consequences of this sale. This potential sale of F-35s to Saudi Arabia represents a major shift in U.S. Middle East strategy, with far-reaching political and strategic consequences. For decades, the United States has strictly controlled the export of its most advanced combat aircraft, especially to non-NATO countries. If Riyadh secures up to 48 F-35s, it would mark a historic first. Saudi Arabia would become the first Arab nation, besides Israel, to field America's premier fifth-generation fighter. During recent high-level meetings, Trump and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman agreed on historic strategic defense agreements, elevating Riyadh in America's security architecture. This alignment could be tied to broader mutual defense commitments, strengthening deterrence amid evolving regional threats. Strategically, the state breaks with long-standing U.S. restraint. Washington limited the transfer of most sensitive military technologies in the Middle East to preserve Israel's qualitative military edge. This was a principle by the U.S. saying that Israel must maintain superior capabilities to its neighbors. By approving the F-35 sale, the U.S. might be changing this policy. This shift also carries big implications for regional power dynamics. Saudi Arabia buying F-35s could substantially alter the military balance in the Gulf. Israeli officials have already made their concerns known, because if Saudi Arabia becomes more powerful, what would this mean for Israel? Diplomatically, this deal may not stand alone. Analysts are suggesting that the F-35 sale might be connected to other talks, like security pacts or normalization talks under the Abraham Accords framework. Indeed, some Israeli officials are pushing for guarantees, like that Saudi F-35s are not deployed in Western bases near Israel. But Saudi Arabia has reaffirmed its long-standing position that it would only formalize ties if there's a credible path toward a Palestinian state. So selling F-35s to Saudi Arabia could reset the rules of the game in the Middle East. If it goes ahead, it's not just about giving America's most powerful jet to Saudi Arabia. It's more about politics, power, and a very different regional order. But before Saudi Arabia can purchase any jets, it has to consider the cost and production process. Cost and production of F-35. If Saudi Arabia moves ahead with a request for up to 48 F-35s, the financial stakes will be enormous. Even at the lower end of the estimated price range, which is about $80 to $110 million per aircraft, depending on the variant, 48 jets would amount to more than $5 billion just for the flyaway cost. This sale is part of a broader U.S.-Saudi defense package, and some of the price could be wrapped into a wider deal that includes support, training, and infrastructure. But the core cost of the jets themselves will remain eye-watering. On the production side, the F-35 is cranking out jets at a high rate to meet global demand. The production could rise to around 180 aircraft per year, driving down unit costs through economies of scale. The U.S. DoD struck a deal for 296 F-35s at a total price of $24.3 billion, which means there's a price of roughly $82.4 million per airframe on average. Still, the acquisition cost is only part of the picture. Over its entire lifetime, the F-35 is expected to cost over $2 trillion when you include operation and sustainment. The costs include maintenance, upgrades, and logistics, all of which will be a larger financial burden than the upfront purchase price. One of the reasons why the per-unit cost has gone down is thanks to mass production and efficiency improvements. Over the years, cost-saving measures have helped to reduce the cost of F-35s. That said, not all the costs are fixed. The F-35 program is still evolving, and the Pentagon is planning to choose the prices based on capabilities. Recently, the Pentagon withheld $5 million per aircraft in some deliveries until a major software and hardware technology upgrade is fully qualified. So between the production contracts, long-term sustainment, and global demand, the F-35 remains one of the most expensive defense programs ever built. But despite the price, Saudi Arabia is eager to buy the F-35s from the U.S. due to their impressive defense capabilities. Although Trump has said he is willing to sell the F-35 to Saudi Arabia, many countries might not agree to this. Concerns and opposition. The discussion around the U.S. selling F-35s to Saudi Arabia is facing serious geopolitical, security, and ethical risks. One of the most urgent alarms comes from U.S. officials who warn that transferring F-35 technology to Riyadh could benefit China. Beijing could exploit its growing ties with Saudi Arabia through investments, joint ventures, or industrial links to extract or reverse engineer sensitive F-35 data. This breach could help China speed up its stealth fighter development. Another major concern is Israel's military edge in the Middle East. Israel has been relying on this principle and has always been backed by the U.S., ensuring that no regional rival receives weapons that could challenge its aerial superiority. The Israel Defense Forces have also warned that giving Saudi Arabia F-35s would affect that edge. They say it could blur the technological gap that helps ensure Israel's strategic deterrence. Beyond regional power concerns, congressional scrutiny is another problem. Historically, arms deals with Saudi Arabia, especially those involving advanced systems, have faced pushback from U.S. lawmakers. Given Saudi Arabia's human rights record and past controversies, many in Congress may demand stricter end-use monitoring, usage restrictions, or even block the deal entirely. And let's not forget the human rights concerns, which are overshadowing any major Saudi arms deal. Critics are paying attention to the 2019 killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, which sparked intense bipartisan backlash in the U.S. as a symbol of wider governance and accountability issues in Riyadh. Organizations and lawmakers are arguing that supplying Saudi Arabia with such advanced weaponry without strong safeguards could worsen abuse or lead to misuse. All these objections might stop Trump from succeeding in this sale. Trump has shocked the world by selling advanced F-35s to Saudi Arabia. Now, the world is watching whether this sale will be a success or not. Do you think the U.S. will regret selling F-35s to Saudi Arabia? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all global military events.